Hi, we are here through the magic of remote video to interview Aaron Rubnson, and he is the director for Amazon Appstore for Android and Kindle Fire. And Amazon has some good news for HTML5 developers who want outreach to all the important app stores. So tell us a little bit about that, Aaron.
Sounds great. Thank you very much. Hi everyone, my name is Aaron Rubnson, and quick history of the Amazon Appstore for those who may not be familiar, and I'll jump into the news for HTML5. Most of you probably know we launched the Amazon Appstore for Android back in March of 2011, and at that point set about our mission to develop the Kindle Fire platform. Launched our first device that year, and of course now we're up to 7 different Kindle Fire SKUs that are available in over 170 countries worldwide, and customers can also shop the App Store, shop for apps and games from 9 highly localized websites that we have around the world. So that's been the expansion from a consumer perspective. The exciting news for HTML5 developers is that we announced support for HTML5 web apps as part of the Amazon App Store back in August. And what this means quite simply is that HTML5 web app developers can now come to our portal, give us the URL for their web app, and we then take it from there in packaging that up and making it available to consumers through the Amazon App Store on Kindle Fire and other Android devices that have it installed. What that means is that customers that use the Amazon App Store can search, browse, and discover these web apps just like any other app in the App Store, and then simply download and purchase them, use them, manage them, essentially without having to do anything different than what they already know how to do in the standard App Store context. And so for developers, this is, we think, a tremendous distribution opportunity, because it gives the opportunity to present your web apps to literally millions of Kindle Fire and Amazon App Store users all around the globe. A second thing that we built into this launch was a bridge from JavaScript to our in-app purchasing API. So some of you may be familiar with the API that we launched for native app developers about 18 months ago. It allows developers to sell discrete digital goods and also subscriptions inside their apps and have consumers pay for them using Amazon's one-click technology. So we have now extended that same capability to HTML5 web app developers by building this JavaScript bridge to our in-app purchase API. So that's exciting from a monetization perspective, we think, for web app developers. And the last thing that we did with this launch pertains just to Kindle Fire. We worked fairly hard on enhancing the speed, the performance of our web app runtime environment on those devices. And many developers that have been working with us tell us they're achieving native-like speeds when their web apps are running on the Kindle Fire platform, which is great in terms of the impression those apps and games can make on consumers. So that's really it from a developer's perspective. No knowledge of native coding is required. You simply come to the portal, supply us with the URL and some metadata, and you're off and running from a distribution perspective. And quickly, from a consumer's perspective, we're also excited about this, primarily because it means they have a way to now find and discover this terrific content that's out there in web app format in the traditional App Store context that they're familiar with. And so we think that's valuable for consumers as well.
Oh, that's great. I think especially it sounds like a well thought out package, because often there's no monetization hookup for people, and that's been one of the aspects that's been missing. So it's nice that this is the same for native and for web apps, and it's great that the web apps get to be a first-class citizen. So this is wonderful, and people out there definitely take advantage of it. Is there anywhere in particular they should go for the tools?
Yes, the developers can find Amazon's App Store distribution portal at developer.amazon.com. And from there, we have a section dedicated to HTML5 web apps. Lots of great tips and tricks about how to get started. We also have, by the way, a web app tester that developers can download onto their devices to see what their web apps will look like in the web app runtime that we've built. And so we'd encourage developers to go to developer.amazon.com, download the tester, make sure that everything looks good, and then the submission process is fairly simple after that.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Aaron. And is there anything else that you'd like to say as a parting word?
We appreciate the chance to share our excitement for HTML5 and web apps in general, and hope that your viewers find this useful and interesting.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.